Welcome into NBA Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Chase Senior. It's early on a Friday. Thank you so much for making today's show a part of your day. Coming up on today's show, Game 1 of the NBA Finals, winners and losers. Some really intriguing names to get to in what was a fascinating matchup between the Boston Celtics and the Golden State Warriors. Your final in Game 1 of this playoff series in the championship round, it's Boston coming through with a 120-108 win over the Warriors in a game between two of the more iconic and notable brands in the NBA, and a game that had really everything. Twists and turns. We were riding the seesaw. It looked as though the Warriors had all of the momentum going into the final quarter of this game, but Boston outscoring Golden State 40-16 in the final frame, led by the clutch play of Al Horford, Marcus Smart, as well as Jaylen Brown for Boston to push their way to a 1-0 series lead in the NBA Finals. Before we get to the winners and losers from the opening game of this NBA Finals matchup, I want to hear from all of you in the comment section right now. Who was the MVP of Game 1? A lot of great names to choose from. Let me know in the comment section right now. We start off with the winners, and then we'll pivot to the losers. For Boston, anybody on this roster can be considered a winner with what they were able to do in Game 1. But the three notable players who made really a sizable impact on this game, it's Al Horford, it's Marcus Smart, and it's Derek White. What they were able to do in the second half, especially in that fourth quarter, was very, very impressive. Old man Al, the most playoff games for a veteran at the NBA level up to this point without playing in a finals game, he was terrific. And moving forward in this playoff series, you're like, okay, is Al Horford going to be able to give us this? When he went 9 of 12, 6 of 8 from 3, 26 points, 6 rebounds, and he was great on both ends of the floor. You probably got the best game from Al Horford that you'll get in this playoff series, but he's looking to really solidify himself as an NBA Hall of Famer. He won 2 championships at Florida, which is really, really impressive. And at the NBA level, he's made it to the playoffs pretty much every single year of his NBA career. The lone thing that's missing from Al Horford's resume is an NBA championship. And he's doing everything in his power to win an NBA title and raise the Larry OB. You saw how he reacted to the Game 7 win against the Miami Heat. He fell to the floor. And all of the Celtics teammates surrounded him because they realized that what's at stake for Al Horford is a lot. You win a championship, and I think he becomes a Hall of Famer. And he might have a better playoff resume and an overall NBA resume than a guy like Carmelo Anthony. Honestly, you look at the numbers, and what Al Horford has been able to do has been really, really impressive. For Marcus Smart, he continues to come through in the guts of the game for the Boston Celtics. He is the fabric. He is the identity. He is the blood, sweat, and tears of this basketball team. Time and time again, he has taken big shots throughout this playoff run, and he's come through in the biggest of moments. Now, I understand a lot of you watching right now are probably like, yo, Marcus Smart, he has taken some ill-advised shots, and he has. But I'll take him on my roster because he's the Defensive Player of the Year, and he's not scared to rise up and take the big shots. Tonight, Marcus Smart, 18 points, 5 boards, 4 dimes, 2 steals. He was 7 of 11 from the floor, 4 of 7 from beyond the arc, and really good in that fourth quarter. And for Derek White, this is why I have to give Brad Stevens some credit for what he was able to do as a general manager in his first year running basketball operations for the Boston Celtics. He traded for Al Horford, who wasn't even playing last year for OKC. They told him, stay home. We want to play our young players. We don't need you. He goes to the Celtics. His career has been rejuvenated. Now he's on the cusp of winning an NBA championship. Then he trades for Derek White at the NBA trade deadline. And Derek White in Game 1, a game high among both teams, plus 25 in the plus-minus column. 21 points, 6 of 11 from the deck, 5 of 8 from beyond the arc, and he has come through time and time again with some real clutch buckets for this team, even at times running point guard for the Boston Celtics. Brad Stevens acquiring him and Ime Udoka's usage of him has been really, really notable for the Celtics throughout this playoff run. We'll get to the losers coming up right around the corner, but first, we have a sub-battle going on between a couple of our channels under the Chat Sports umbrella. Our main Chat Sports YouTube channel, during our watch party of Game 1 between the Warriors and Celtics, we picked up more than 2,000 subscribers. We are closing in on 300,000 subscribers, about 5,000 people away. That's really impressive as far as a milestone for us as an entire company. But on Warriors today, we surpassed 30,000 subs. If you're a Warriors fan watching this video, make sure you subscribe to Golden State Warriors today for the best Warriors coverage on YouTube. And for Boston Celtics fans out there, let's get the 10K subs as soon as possible. Subscribe to our NBA channels right here at Chat Sports for the best, most interactive, most entertaining coverage right here on YouTube. As for our Game 1 losers, it is Warriors heavy and it's Warriors based, because in the third quarter, the Warriors, in front of their home crowd at the Chase Center in San Francisco, looked to be on their way to a Game 1 victorious matchup in the NBA Finals. They outscored Boston 38-24. Then they get outscored 40-16. Now, I've always been complimentary of Draymond Green. I think he's the best defensive player of this generation. I think without him, with this Warriors dynastic run, they wouldn't be the same team. Draymond Green is truly special, and what he's able to do and how he impacts games offensively and defensively is one of one. But tonight, he was bad, and there's no other way to put it. He got cut up on some defensive switches. Offensively, he had a couple of opportunities to knock down some big buckets. He finishes the night 2 of 12 from the field, 0 of 4 from three-point range, and I like the aggressiveness there because I want to see Draymond Green take more shot opportunities, but 4 points, 11 rebounds is cool, 5 assists, 6 personal fouls. He fouled out of the game, and he turned the basketball over 3 times. Draymond Green needs to be better. There's no question about that, and I do expect him to bounce back. But at the end of the game, I thought Draymond Green failed to show up in numerous occasions. Warriors fans are also a loser in this game. They packed the Chase Center in San Francisco. They were live. They were litty. They were getting wild. Going into the fourth quarter, they thought they had this game wrapped up. Boston goes on the road, shorter rest as compared to Golden State. They come through with a monumental victory that could make the momentum go on the side of Boston as compared to Golden State, even though I'm not counting out the Warriors, considering this bunch has won 3 championships, and as a franchise, they've won 7. Golden State, also a loser in the fourth quarter. It's inexplicable how they played in the fourth quarter. Their defense was not good, and they did contest a lot of shots for Boston. But when you're a team with the current iteration of this dynasty that has won 3 championships, and on your home floor, you give up a margin of 40-16 in the fourth quarter. That's unbelievable to a certain degree, because the Warriors have done such a great job throughout the years as they've made multiple deep runs in the NBA playoffs of closing out games and playing their best basketball in the fourth quarter. I thought in that final frame, Boston's length, Boston's defensive tenacity, their defensive aggressiveness bothered Golden State. That's one of my big worries for the Warriors going into this NBA Finals, because Boston does match up favorably with their length, athleticism at the wing spots, the fact that they're good on all 3 levels of that defense. And Golden State, they're going to have to be better in all areas of the game, especially closing out games, in order to get back in this series and have an opportunity to get that final Larry O.B., which enters them into truly elite status among some of the best dynastic teams in NBA history. The Bill Russell Celtics, the Magic Johnson Lakers, the Kobe and Shaq Los Angeles Lakers, the San Antonio Spurs, led by Tony Parker, Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili. Like, that's what we're talking about. Legacy status here at the NBA level, and the Warriors have an opportunity to seize that but they have to come back in Game 2 on Sunday night and prove that Game 1 was a little bit of a fluke. Before we hop on out of here, I want to ask this question for you. Who will win the NBA Finals? Do you think because of the momentum shift, it's going to be Boston? If so, type BOS. If you think the Warriors are going to be able to come back, type GSW for the Golden State Warriors. For all of you who tuned in to our live watch party, thank you so much. We'll be live again for Game 2. For those of you who watched this video, we appreciate you. Get those predictions in, and thanks for watching today's show.